Drink Cinema! Cheers. Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing iconic movies, 2 drinks at a time. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
Hello, Lee.
Emotion.
I am supposed to show emotion.
I am an Oscar winner.
Oh, yeah. Is there a movie in history, you know movies,
Jesus.
is there a movie in history, we'll get it out of the way first, a movie in history where an Oscar-winning actor is out-acted by an American Idol contestant,
Who didn't even win?
a pop star,
The greatest ever.
and a stand-up comedian? Like, it's not like... There's lots of movies that have incredible casts.
Yes, there is.
This is, to be fair, don't hate me, Beehive and you. This is not an acting cast.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And there is a reason on the Blu-ray that Mr. Jamie Foxx is the first named, because he is an Oscar-winning actor for portraying a black musician,
Yes.
and he cannot portray a person in this film.
Yeah, he can't portray someone that has emotions. So.
We said on our 2 out of 3 brothers episode this week, we were keen to watch this movie to see whether we were harsh on Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
And I reckon in the past we've been actually fair, if not light.
Yes. on 47th watching of this movie, it doesn't get any better.
He's trash.
Yeah. You know what else might be trash?
This cocktail.
Yeah. Look, I found a cocktail named a Dream Girl,
Okay.
so I pluralized it
Yep.
and made shit up.
Oh, I thought you just added 3 shots of everything.
Soda water for S. No.
I took a Dream Girl and then tripled it, but really there are 4. So this has 4 shots of Chambord,
Effie.
4 shots of Cointreau. No.
It has Bacardi, Cointreau, Chambord, lemon juice, cordial of some sort, and
Now,
soda water.
Due to a miscommunication, we have 2 bottles of Bickford's lemon juice
Yeah.
cordial. Okay.
So it's not exactly what I thought it would look like. But
There are things that we like.
it's sweet, it's sour, it's bubbly, it's a Dream Girl.
Cheers.
Cheers. Chambord.
Is the soda water flat?
No, I just bought it
It's
today.
a new bottle.
Interesting.
So, of the 3, Cointreau, Chambord, and Bacardi,
Cointreau.
which one's Beyonce, which one's Anika, and which one's J Hud?
Look, Bacardi's doing all the work, so that's Beyonce. Chambord, you can taste and you appreciate it. So that's Kelly Rowland. Sorry, Anika. That's Laurel, and Cointreau's Michelle, because she was a late addition
Oh, okay.
in both senses of Destiny's Child and Dreamgirls.
So-
Michelle was a late addition.
Effie is
Soda
the
water
soda
is
water?
Latavia, and lime juice cordial is Farrah. Yep, there you go.
All right. But this
Mary Wilson. I mean, oh shit.
movie actually rips off the Supremes.
Yeah, not Destiny's Child, but I'm sure there was some method acting in there for Beyonce,
Yeah.
especially in her best acting in the song where she just says, "I'm sick of your shit."
Yeah.
So-
I'm sick of your shit. Fuck off. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, we don't need you, bitch.
Yeah. And now, are they billionaires yet?
Beyonce's a
Carters?
billionaire. Yeah, Beyonce is a billionaire. I'm pretty sure. Let me have a look. I should know this.
Do you want some taglines for the movie Dreamgirls?
Beyonce's net worth is Beyonce. What? Just tell me your net worth. Oh, it's apparently only 600 million.
And Jay-Z wouldn't be worth 400.
I think Jay-Z's worth more than a.
He's produced a lot.
Yeah, I think his net worth is probably closer to a billion. Actually,
No, it's
2.
it's actually further away from 1 billion than Beyonce's net worth. 2.5 billion as of November 2023.
Wow.
A combined net worth with Beyonce of just over $3 billion.
Wow.
Producing music is the way to go. Producing hip-hop seems to be the way to go.
Producing good hip-hop.
Yeah. Don't diss Drake. You'll get
What
involved.
about P. Diddy? Can I diss P. Diddy?
yes.
Diddy. Anyway.
Let's not say too much about that because we might get sued.
You know who's not in this movie? Diddy.
Diddy is not in this movie. Do you want some... Let's get back to the movie. Do you want some taglines for Dreamgirls?
Is one...
The 2-disc Showstopper edition is what it says on the thing. Introducing Academy Award registered trademark winner Jennifer Hudson.
Yes.
With a little asterisk. Don't know what the asterisk refers to.
It'll just say what she won
winner
for.
Best Supporting Actress 2006. So
taglines.
Taglines.
It's probably like the Tony-winning musical is now a major motion picture, something boring like that.
No. Some dreams do come true.
Okay.
This Christmas, Dream. It's a Christmas movie.
Well, there is a Christmas scene in it.
Yeah, where he does heroin at Christmas.
Oh, no, there's two. Or is that the same scene? And then when she's like, go to bed, Dad. Magic, I named my daughter Magic.
I think that's the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's that, and then it's a
Yeah,
juxtaposition of lives.
One dream will change everything.
Yep.
Which
okay.
one? Beyonce?
Beyonce's.
All
She
you
changed
have
the
to
world, like.
all you have to do is dream.
Makes sense.
Yep. And a long one.
Oh, Jesus.
Fame comes and goes, stars rise and fall, but dreams live forever.
Forever. I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's all right. It's not the longest one. It doesn't tell you the plot like Kindergarten Cop did.
Yeah, basically. True.
So, let's get into the movie.
Cool.
Great opening. I like that it opens with the songs.
Great song.
And the first girl group are not vocally as good as the Dreams.
They're the En Vogue. Sorry, they're probably better singers as Destiny's Child. That's the last Destiny's Child. No, it's not. I'm not going to say
They're
that.
the Marvelettes to the Supremes.
Okay.
No one's heard of the Marvelettes.
That's true, because I had to think that I thought that was the name of someone in like Hairspray or something.
No, they're the Marvelettes. They sang Mr. Postman. Please, Mr. Postman.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, they were good.
Sha-na-na-na-na.
Or are they the Vandellas?
No, the Vandellas did Be My Baby.
Yeah, and a couple of others. Anyway, Martha and the Vandellas did Dancing in the Street.
There you go.
Jamie Foxx is really rude to Steve Urkel. Unnecessarily aggressive.
Jamie Foxx is... We can't just talk about him the whole time. He's bad.
No, this is not acting.
No. Just
His character is unnecessarily aggressive to like grab Steve Urkel, the
to
stage
be like,
manager.
let me tell you a quick right, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
terrible. I still don't know
unnecessary.
what that line is.
Just talk to him.
Yeah, Urkel knows what he's doing.
It's probably Stefan, not Stephen.
Stefan
Steve
Urkel. Yeah.
He had that alter ego.
Stefan
in Family
Urkel.
Matters. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched Family Matters.
So the opening's good, right? It sets up the fact that they're singers.
Yep.
And they're from Detroit. And there's this big music scene. Jimmy Early, it sets up that he's a big thing because the talent contest is just the curtain raiser, the warm-up for Jimmy Thunder Early. But it also
No, me neither. I'm a chicken sandwich.
brings us in at the point where the girls are about to give up. But tells
What's
us
the
that
point?
they had this dream.
Just going to keep doing that.
So then, that's kind of contrasted against this established black artist, and all the audience is black
Yep.
because it is the early 60s. Mm-hmm. And so segregation was still pretty much a thing.
Yep.
Well, it was a thing.
It was a thing.
And black people listened to black music and white people listened to white music. And this packed theatre in Detroit is kind of set up as being one of the peaks of being an artist if you are black.
Yes.
But the girls don't win, and that's when Curtis Taylor Jr. swoops in.
Nothing, because there ain't nothing amateur about you.
Yeah, takes advantage of the three girls. The
In more ways than one,
characterization
yes.
of the three girls is good from the start. The characterization of all of them. Dina is the enthusiasm.
Yep.
Laurel is innocent. They're all 16
I was going to say,
at the start of this movie.
yeah.
And then Effie brings all the attitude and the strength. And Curtis is just arrogant. And Jimmy Early's arrogant in a different way.
Yeah, he can back it up.
Yeah. And that's all set
He
up.
didn't just fake his way to the top.
No, he didn't. That's all set up in that first opening sequence, really, along with the symbolism, if any English teachers are listening, of Curtis stepping onto that lift with Marty and Jimmy,
Yeah.
just kind of wedging his way in. And then Jimmy agrees as soon as he sees Laurel's legs. Three could walk out
all
just
of them.
fine.
Well, all of them. I don't. He
Yeah, but he immediately falls in love with, well, the women he just sacked, or the women that just quit,
old.
are 30, old.
Yeah.
These are 16-year-old girls.
Yeah.
I think things were different in the 60s. I don't want to use that as an excuse.
Still bad.
It's still not ideal because Jimmy is definitely older than 30. Older than 16 too,
Yeah.
as is Curtis Dale Jr.
As is the three actresses playing these parts. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the tough thing.
But they
You've gotta-
don't look that old.
No, they don't look that old.
J
And
Hud looks older than. Laurel looks old.
Laurel definitely looks older than Beyonce. Dina. Then one thing that I think the storytelling and the way the movie is made does well, it goes very quickly from we're going to quit to you've got a spot with Jimmy Early, and that's when Laurel's like, oh, this show business is full of ups and downs, and she's got all that excitement and innocence. But then I was about to write a note of like, shit, it all happens quickly from there. Like they're
Yeah,
on tour
and then
and,
they're
we
on
go
tour
like bang,
tomorrow.
bang, bang venues, and the
Yeah.
venues get bigger and the shows get bigger, and then the girls get better, and then Laurel hooks up with Jimmy, and then
American. Or at the
Jay,
whatever.
Jay Hud's in love with Curtis, and that all happens really quickly. The fitting out of the studio, the selling of all the Cadillacs, step into the bad side. All of that happens really quickly. But then I think that's good when I thought about it again, because it shows how quickly a rise to the top can happen.
Yeah.
And it shows how easily the young, naive girls can get swept up in all of this stuff.
I think it does it because early on they use the songs as montages.
Yes.
So Fake Your Way to the Top is like we're starting out and now we're a thing.
Yeah.
And Cadillac Car is
We're selling the cars to make the money.
Well, are we at that point? Anyway, that's now we're making it to the pop charts. Oh, but then they stole our song. Then stepping to the bad side is then the montage of them doing
Yes.
illegal things.
Yeah. And then we get the song I Love You, I Do that shows that they've developed the love. And it's building story quickly and quite well, while also moving at a pace to kind of get us swept up in the increase in fame.
Yeah.
Up until the hotel in Miami. You're
Yeah.
Cuban, I'm a Jew.
Oh, yeah.
A Cuban, if a Negro, if he has enough
Yeah.
money, I'm quoting,
Quote.
can live in my neighborhood, you not a chance.
Yeah.
Ah ha ha, racism.
Oh,
Yeah, ha ha ha.
I've had 2 martinis.
Racism. That then, I like that all the white and that one Cuban guy audience laugh at the racist jokes, and then it's the black waiter who laughs as much as Effie does at Jimmy losing it.
And then all it
And
took.
being like,
Yeah.
I want you. Full on. Love it.
I want you.
Yeah, and just thrusting at
Yeah.
this woman, and this woman's like, I need to go.
Yeah.
And not for a good reason.
No.
Like if you
I'm in danger.
took your wife to a concert and an R&B
The baby
artist,
started crying. Oh, no, not comedy. Yep.
and
go.
an R&B artist was thrusting, and your wife said, "I want to go," the husband would be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go."
Let's go. I'll pretend to be Usher.
Yeah, that's fine. But not this day with Jimmy Early. No husband wants
Not
to
at the
pretend
Miami-
to be Jimmy Early, the Miami Ballroom.
Ballroom, not Sound Machine. Yep.
No.
And then
Come,
because
everybody, let me do that conga.
two white guys were checking out Beyonce, they're now on their own.
Got a show. That's all that needs to happen. And if he cracks it, and then the show starts to put in some shit songs. We are a family. Like a giant tree
Branching out towards the sky. We
Not
are
great.
a family.
And we hate Jamie Foxx in this movie.
Correct.
Jamie Foxx in that song
We are a
does
family.
not even... there were a
like a
couple of points.
giant
I don't think
tree.
he even opened his mouth.
Branching out towards the sky. We are a family.
Yeah, it's like...
How much
What are you
longer
doing, Jamie?
does this song go?
Talking to me like...
God, she's painful.
He's painful.
Why didn't I sleep with her?
Yeah. It's that first half up until, I guess, well, just under half, up until We Are a Family moves fairly quickly, so we can get into the story of the dreams, and we get our little branching off where Jimmy stays and the dreams become the next big thing. And I think that shows Curtis's character well, because he pushed Marty out because he thought Jimmy was a big thing and he could get Jimmy off this Chitlin circuit
Yeah.
and into the Miami hotel. But then as soon as he sees that Dina Jones might be the thing, he jumps ship off Dina and off Effie off Jimmy and off Effie onto Dina.
Onto Dina and Michelle.
Yep. And
Ba, ba, Cadillac, Cadillac. Sorry.
that white version.
It's great, isn't it? I love because I was like, oh god, there'll be some good extras in this bit, and there were. And then I was going to be
I've got
like,
a nomination for worst extra from that song, actually.
oh really? I thought I was going to be like, oh look at them, they're all dancing out of time. They're bad extras. I'm like,
Yep.
actually, no, they're white. They're meant to be.
Well, we'll discuss that when we get to the best and worst extras awards. I think going a little bit deeper into the characterization stuff, we see from the first scene in that kind of jazz club after their first show, where they pitch Cadillac Car to Jimmy.
Yeah.
That scene pretty much starts with Jimmy talking to Marty about Otis and JB stealing his bit.
Yeah.
And I think that scene's really good at showing that Jimmy wants to be acknowledged and wants to be famous and wants to be the big star.
Yes.
And that scene comes back later,
Yeah.
when just before he starts doing the drugs, and when the girls have their montage and then they go and meet the Beatles. George Martin is rumoured to be keen to work with the trio.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Jimmy in a shitty dressing room
Yeah.
saying, "Who was the first to wear sparkles?"
Yeah.
And he's like,
Little Richard.
"Glitter is sparkles."
Yeah.
So glitter's shiny, baby, he says.
Shine it, baby.
Yeah. And so that's a kind of running theme that Jimmy wants to be famous. And I think that running theme is throughout as a theme, again, if any English teachers are listening, the theme is fame and the trappings of fame.
Yeah.
I think if Jimmy had just been like, yeah, I'll sell out a theatre in Detroit, that's fine.
If we kept it local.
Yeah, he would have been doing that and he would have been fine. And the same, the girls could have sung oohs and ahs.
It's like drag
Behind
queens,
Jimmy's.
right?
Yeah, okay.
Not all of them want to go on RuPaul's Drag Race. Some of them are fine with just doing the local gigs.
Some are fine with hosting drag bingo, and we
Yeah.
have a lot of fun because of them.
There you go.
Pride of our Footscray plug again.
Yeah.
If I don't get a free cocktail... No, I don't need a free
You've
cocktail.
already had one.
We did have a free cocktail this week.
Whoops.
Thanks, boss. So Yeah, that's showing the trappings of fame, and that, like I said, the things moving really quickly, the girl's naivety and getting swept up in that. That's the first act of the movie. It wouldn't have been the first, like in the 3-act structure of a movie, not the 2-act structure of a musical.
Yeah.
Is just that, showing them getting swept up, no time to stop and think about what's happening, and so they're just like, oh yeah, Curtis is on our side, but he's not. And further to characterize him is that he's a car salesman,
Yeah, he's
which
fucked.
which in Detroit in the 60s is probably a very respectable position.
Yeah, especially if it's a motor city.
But for our
Or town.
but for our 2000s audience, car salesman, smarmy, bit dodgy, would not trust.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a clever characterization for Curtis.
Well, he's the villain.
Antagonist.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can say antagonist because otherwise it's not Darth Vader.
Okay. He's the antagonist.
Antagonista.
Yeah. Because you think kind of at one point he's a good guy, but he's just in it for himself.
Yeah. And to root as many singers as you can. Just
Yeah.
like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Do you think Jimmy does love Laurel?
Laurel loves Jimmy. I think he does more than the other women in his life.
Yeah.
Like previous ones, he has more love for Laurel than the women's at the start. Let's say that.
Yeah.
You're telling me your wife is out here?
We'll ring him on his phone at his house where he lives with his wife.
Ooh, girl. Yeah.
So, yeah, that whole first story act
Yep.
is very quick and sets up all that characterization, which I think is really good, as well as telling bits of the story of the struggle of black musicians then. This is where a lot of people are saying, oh, it's very Motown. But the payola stuff, I don't think is Motown. Motown's thing was Berry Gordy was an asshole, but his thing was write pop songs.
Yeah.
The scene, we want it light, but not that light, when he talks about I love you, I do.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is a bit more Berry Gordy that started Motown. But Motown's thing was like, we're not going to make soul music. We're going to make pop music with black musicians. Whereas Stax on the other side of town with Aretha and Ray
Yeah.
and JB were making, still just making soul music.
Yeah.
That didn't pay off for another 15 years probably.
Yeah. The end. Are we at that point yet?
The end of the movie?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, go. Continue.
We're not even up to it. I'm telling you I'm not going.
That's the end, isn't it? That's when the Academy stopped watching.
That's
They
yeah,
said,
that's true.
I've seen enough.
Well, interestingly, that's when that was a wrap. That was the last scene they shot
Right.
because director
Bill Condon.
was like, I want Jennifer Hudson to be the most Effie that she can be in this scene.
Okay.
So they filmed a whole lot of stuff so that she could get into the character. And then she sung that, walked off. One of the best boys went, oh, that's a fucking Oscar.
Yeah.
And it was.
Pretty much.
So let's go to that bit then. Effie loses it. We think she's just annoyed at Dina, but really she's up the duff. But also at the same time, the racial stuff comes into it. There's the looting and the whole, race kind of riots in Detroit. And that mirrors the destruction of relationships.
You know what doesn't help?
I should be an English teacher.
You should. You know what doesn't help? When your brother writes a song about you being too fat.
Yeah. For your
He is a shit brother.
best friend
Yeah.
to sing
Can you sing this?
at you.
In my mind, Dina's smart. Heavy, heavy. In my mind, Dina's smart.
Yep.
Don't know.
I don't know. Dina would have been like, Cece, are you sure Effie wants to hear this song?
Just do what you're told. Curtis is an asshole. You know this. Just do what you're told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he is an asshole.
It's a bad song, but we'll get to that at some point.
I am going to ask what's the worst song of the show, but we'll come to that. The dances on Bandstand are not great.
No.
In the background of that. But we'll get to that as well. And I'm telling you I'm not going is the best song in the show. That is without a doubt. The second best song for me is the one before that, if you took out Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. There you are, Effie. I have been looking all over.
Curtis was supposed to love me. Effie. God. So, yeah, I looked up a replacement for Jamie Foxx.
There were some options. Well,
I asked.
Do we want to talk about that now?
I asked ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
Give me some black actors from the mid 2000s, and it told me.
So,
right?
Yeah.
It told me
There's a common theme in some recent movies that we've watched.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I didn't say age, right?
Okay, yeah,
so
yeah,
Denzel
yeah.
Washington.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I didn't say male actors, so it also had Halle Berry.
She would have been good, actually.
Morgan Freeman would have been too old.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard.
Yep.
Okay. Forrest Whitaker. Also
he
won
was
an
busy
actor.
that year.
2006, The Last King of Scotland. Don Cheadle, Angela Bassett, she did the thing.
She would have been good too.
And Samuel L. Jackson. I was hoping that
so far, the best option in that is Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Well, for the time, and I think you're going to say this. Will Smith.
So, interestingly...
I was looking up Jamie Foxx's age and Chadwick Boseman's age because I know he played James Brown in Get On Up.
Oh, yes.
But he was not famous enough, and also probably he was 30 at the time that this movie was made, so probably not old enough.
While we're on the subject...
Would have been great.
They offered the role to Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
right? And he initially turned it down because they couldn't match his salary demands.
Ugh.
So Denzel, Will Smith, Terrence Howard were among people approached as well. I
Yep.
also think Denzel might have been a bit too old. But then Jamie Foxx found out that Eddie Murphy and Beyonce Knowles had signed on, so he went, I'll do it.
Yeah.
For a lower salary.
Well, he certainly didn't even earn that salary.
Maybe that's why it wasn't good, because they weren't paying him as much as he wanted. So he's like, I'm going to half-ass this.
You know, actually, Jesse L. Martin, he, the year before, was in Rent as Tom Collins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, from Law and Order. Yeah.
He can
Okay,
sing.
can sing.
Like was in Rent.
Can act.
Was in Rent in the movie and Broadway.
But a big part of the selling of this movie was that it was Jamie Foxx and Eddie Murphy and Beyonce.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And the girl
you could've-
that didn't win Idol.
You could have been Beyonce Knowles.
Yeah.
Like if you top billed Beyonce Knowles in 2005 promotions,
Yeah,
2006,
yeah.
that would have been enough.
Yeah.
If you'd also said the guy that, remember you saw this guy in Rent last year?
Did anybody watch it?
Well, enough people that it's on our list of iconic movies. And she's not Rosario Dawson. So people will remember you saw him in Rent on Broadway.
He was
and
one of the
Rent
good
on
ones.
the screen.
Yeah.
He's the good one, and you love him in Law and Order. Now come and see him be an arsehole to Beyonce.
Dunk.
He would have been better. So much better.
Okay, good.
Yep. Anything else on Interesting Liz while we're in it? No, let's save it.
Okay, good.
So, and I'm telling you I'm not going. Great song. I moistened. Spoiler alert. Then we would have had Interval in the show.
Oh, 100%.
That's where Interval goes in the show.
Yeah.
And then we come back 9 years later.
Yeah, 9, 10, something
She's
like that.
almost 9.
Yeah.
8 years later, probably.
Yep.
And Effie and Marty reconnect because they've both been literally and metaphorically fucked by Curtis.
Yep.
Jimmy starts getting into the heroin.
Uh-huh.
Dina's not happy with Curtis.
Really?
Yeah. So things are shit.
And Laurel's just there.
Yeah, Laurel's not happy with Jimmy either.
Yeah.
The things are shit at the start of the second act, but it's been 10 years of Rainbow Records, so we all are celebrating.
Yep.
But Dina wants to do some other things. She doesn't want to make Black Cleopatra.
No.
What she does want to make is a movie with John Krasinski from Dreamgirls.
Yeah, he wants to.
That's my movie for John Krasinski now.
Yeah. He wants to make a movie she wants to make a movie with John Lithgow and John Krasinski.
And John Krasinski, who was in The Office, and Dawn was in The English Office.
Oh,
Maybe
I've
that's where he
never
got the
met a
name.
sister named Dawn.
Yeah, that's true. I've never either. We don't have a sister. So then stuff still happens reasonably quickly. I wonder if the musical is longer. Because this second half still even happens quickly, like pretty soon, like Jimmy dies. That happens like reasonably quickly after what would have been interval. And then Dina wants to... Oh, no, Dina has the meeting with the Johns.
Yep.
Private meetings by the pool. And then my housemate got home. And he wanted to have a chat because he'd got home for the day. And luckily for him, that happened at the time that Jamie Foxx was singing. So I was happy to look away from the screen.
When I... Yep, all ears.
Yeah.
Go for it,
I've
mate.
got 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's chat.
But that's the best visual part of the movie.
Well, that's also the part that Diana Ross hated the most.
Yeah, well, I think initially she was like, I'm never going to watch this.
Well, she also talked about potentially suing them for using kind of her...
All her images.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Using her image without using her image.
It's the best visual. Like, it's ridiculous.
She looks stunning. It's a great montage of the star of Dina Jones, even though Jamie Foxx is singing.
When I first
The
saw you,
the balancing of Jamie Foxx's singing is that he's hardly on the screen.
I said, oh my, that's my dream. Anyway, I could go on.
He keeps pushing to try and get more famous. We get the birth of disco, and the gays love it.
Fucking love that scene. You know what my favorite bit about that scene is? When they do the little
drag
individual
queens?
dance.
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
And then, look, Black Christina Ricci, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
She looks like Christina Ricci.
Yeah, I thought that
And
too.
she's like, she just goes, meh, 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 meh. And then Laurel's just like, yep, bippity bip bip. And then Beyonce's just like, shuppa-da-pa-pa, whoo. And then when she spins around, there's the sound effect of like, whoo, of her hair.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really like Laurel's moves in that.
Yeah, it's very disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I wrote in my notes, the gays, straight on. They're like onto disco from song one. This, according to the movie, is song one of disco.
Yeah. What fucking movie? What venue is that?
54. It's got to be something. It's got to be referencing something like Studio 54.
Yeah, so it would have been early 70s.
Early 70s.
Well, that's when disco happened.
Yeah.
So...
And I'm sure that was Studio 54 time.
Yeah, that was in the 60s, 70s.
Well, actually, the Studio 54 opened as the Gallo Opera House in 1927. That doesn't help us.
I don't think it was then. I don't think they would have been let in the building.
It served as a CBS broadcast studio in the mid-20th century. The venue became a scene in 1977 when
makes
Steve
sense.
Rebell and Ian Schrager opened Studio 54.
Because it was on the TV. Because didn't she see it on the TV? Effie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a recording of a gay party. Because that was on CBS in the 60s.
Yeah, they certainly weren't... CBS certainly weren't showing a shot of those drag queens in the audience in the early 70s, I reckon.
Or the gays up the side dancing and doing this move.
Oh, yeah, great moves.
I just did my shoulder.
I like that all the dancers brought their own fluoros as well.
That's
to
great.
dance on stage with.
That's great.
Some of the props. We skipped a prop.
Oh, the light poles.
Iconic prop moment. The bringing your own light poles is an iconic prop moment.
Yeah.
The mirrors and I'm telling you I'm not going is an iconic prop moment. But the prop moment that we talk about the most, the tambourines.
Oh, the tambourine. Step into the bad side. Look,
It's movie magic. Let's just put
I've
it
watched
down to
this
that.
movie a lot. I still have no idea where they pull those tambourines from.
Especially in those dresses.
Yep.
Then, right, that happens, right? Birth of disco. But Curtis goes too far in being an asshole and Dina turns on him. Effie gets her moment. Dina's mother is played by an actress that was the understudy for Effie.
And you know why she was the understudy?
Why?
Because she's not a good actress.
Yeah. But is it a bit
My
rude?
daughter needed me, so I came here.
But then is it a bit rude to be like, we're going to cast you as a character with 4 lines in the movie version?
But the woman that sings that song, Loretta Devine.
At Jimmy's wake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the original one of them. She was the original Laurel because Cheryl Lee Ralph in Abbott Elementary
Yes.
was the original Dina and Jennifer Holliday was the Effie.
Cheryl Lee Ralph from Sister Act 2.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There's probably more obscure movies than
No, I
Cheryl
know,
Lee Ralph.
but I don't know all
Cheryl
of
Lee Ralph from Waiting to Exhale. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
So, yeah. Curtis gets fucked by the white man.
By the way, yeah,
The
I
lawyer.
don't like that. Anyway, continue.
Well-
no, let's talk about it. What is that white savior nonsense?
I don't know if it's white savior nonsense, but it kind of is a bit. But would there have been I don't know.
That's true. Okay.
High-powered black lawyers that were capable of taking down something as big as Rainbow Records in the 70s?
Well, maybe that's some way of going.
Jackie Charles, obviously from Seinfeld,
Yeah.
would have just been starting his career.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't
that
ready
guy's
to go
apprentice.
then.
Yeah. I don't know. I did think it doesn't. Part of me doesn't like it, but then at the same time, maybe it shouldn't really matter.
I think they probably should have gone with a black lawyer, unless they're making a point of
Is there some comment around
the law is white.
the white man is taking us down, even though it's supporting one of them? But then is there something of the fact that he's white? It holds more gravitas and more.
It could be that.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Or it's like Curtis is finding it harder to manipulate the white lawyer.
Okay.
He can't grab him aggressively and say, "Let me talk, brother."
Yeah.
He can't do
He
that.
can't do an Urkel.
Yeah, to the
Yeah,
white
yeah,
lawyer.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's it. We'll ask Bill one day when we have him on the show. So then we get the final concert. And Beyonce says there are 4 dreams. And all of the not true fans in the audience are shocked.
Or yeah, like the not true fans of Beyonce concerts that don't know Destiny's Child songs.
Or the 7 members of Destiny's Child that I've just learnt the names of tonight.
There's not 7. There's
You
only
just-
2 more.
You just kept naming names as the more you went around the spirits.
Latavia and Farah. I'm pretty sure that was their names. They were the 4. You know there were 4, right?
There were 4 originally.
Yeah, and then
Beyonce,
Beyonce,
Kelly,
Latavia, and I think Farah.
Okay.
Or Latoya or something.
Farrah Fawcett.
Latoya and Farah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Latoya and Farah did something stupid and they got kicked out. Something like they tried to
By
sue...
Beyonce's dad.
They tried to sue Beyonce and her dad
Okay.
for being like,
Where's our shit?
why is she in the front of everything?
Yeah.
Like, because she's fucking Beyonce. It was 30 years ago. She's still Beyonce. And then so they're like, well, let's replace them with one person,
Yeah.
but let's still include all of them in the Say My Name film clip.
Oh, okay.
Even though Michelle's...
And then the soda water and the lemon cordial left.
Yeah. And then the Chambord came along.
Chambord arrived.
And her vocals aren't on that album.
But
I'm pretty
Beyonce
sure. Beyonce
goes big.
She goes big.
Kelly has a good
Kelly texts from an Excel spreadsheet.
yeah, that song.
And has a very good album, Ms. Kelly, if you haven't, I recommend. And then she did gospel
Michelle
music and was a
Williams-
judge on the 2nd ever episode of RuPaul's Drag Race.
And is in an Uber Eats ad.
Yep. And where are these two?
flipping burgers.
On a menu logette.
Typing in someone's Cadillac dealership
Yeah,
in Detroit.
anyway. Off topic again. I told you 20 hours ago that would not be my last reference to Destiny's Child. When's the Destiny's Child biopic? Like, piss off. I don't want a Bruce Springsteen. Who wants a Bruce Springsteen biopic starring Jeffrey Allen White?
Men. So, I love when Effie comes on the stage, right? And she hugs Laurel. And she hugs Dina. And then she just kind of...
Hey, bitch.
Nods at Michelle, and Michelle's like, yeah, fair call. Yep. I don't deserve a hug.
Yep.
I was going to say the C word. But Curtis was a C word.
Curtis was a C word.
Curtis was a Curtis.
She was pregnant.
Michelle was a typist who could sing.
Yeah, and she was so willing to type that she ripped off her fingernails.
And she's going to play the Black Wednesday Addams one day.
Uh-huh.
And Magic White stands there in the audience. Curtis is closer to Magic than I am to this microphone right now. Just staring at it. And Michelle, Magic, is looking up at her mum, going, oh my God, my mum is amazing. She's best friends again with Dina Jones, probably one of my idols.
Also, yeah.
Bawling her eyes out while this weird old man
creep
just stares down at her.
Yep.
As if Effie's dad wouldn't just be like, oi, fuck off away from my granddaughter.
I have a question.
Yes.
There is a seat next to Magic.
Yeah.
That was, let's say, Effie's seat.
Yeah, okay.
We all knew she was there. Her daughter, her dad, and Danny Glover knew she was there at the concert.
Yep.
Before that song, she's not in her seat.
Yeah.
Danny Glover, why are you so shocked?
Oh, yeah.
You know where she is, Danny Glover.
But also Danny Glover is friends with Effie now.
Danny's like, oh my God, is that why we're here? Oh, for fuck's sake.
I just thought you went to the toilet during the closing number.
Yeah. And left her daughter there.
Of a 2-song concert.
Yep.
So anyway.
It's so hard.
Creepy Curtis Taylor Jr. just stands there staring at a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So one more thing on story. The way they work the story and moments in storytelling, I think, is good. Not including We Are a Family and That's My Dream, because they're like storytelling songs.
Yeah.
But the way I think they work, Stepping to the Bad Side, starts as We've Got to Do the Payola and then becomes... I know you don't think it's a great song. Stepping to the Bad Side starts as a storytelling song and then becomes a song of Jimmy's. I like the stuff like that.
That's good. I actually do like how they said, we're singing a song about how we're going to do illegal stuff. Let's make it a hit.
This song that we just made up in an alleyway and then workshopped beside the boxing ring and in a poker room, what if you could make that into a real song?
Step into the bad side.
Step into the bad side.
I do like the choreography in that number.
Oh, it's amazing.
Do you have to have best and worst Dreamgirls dance move? Actually, maybe we'll get to that.
We'll come to that. But
spoiler.
I Love You, I Do. Spoiler from TikTok. I Love You, I Do shows how much Effie loves Curtis as well as being a song. I Meant You No Harm to Jimmy's Got Soul is a great storytelling song for Jimmy losing it. I Miss You, Old Friend is about Jimmy, but is sung at the same time as Effie and Cece reconnect.
Yeah, there's also another song that they cut.
There is also I Am Changing.
Very good.
And then Listen.
Very good.
Like it's Beyonce's song, and that's when they're like, okay, now you can be Beyonce.
Yeah. Because okay. Beehive, I Am One of You, Don't Come For Me. It does not fit with the movie. That's why, I'm saying now, that's why, okay, there are 2 reasons why it didn't win an Oscar. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
2, 1, it wasn't a political song about climate change that was in a movie with the ex-vice president. 2, it
Is that
doesn't...
Michael Jackson's?
No, it was Melissa Etheridge for Al Gore. And...
Are you... Hang on.
Wait, sorry, go.
Are you saying the Oscars are political?
Look, you know You know what? Next, I'm going to be saying that Eurovision's political. Oh, but hey, let's let Israel compete anyway. That might not age well, considering when this is recorded. So,
That's why
the other reason is that it's not. It doesn't sound like a song of that time. Patience. So there were 3 original songs in it.
Patience.
Love You I Do, Patience, Listen.
Oh, I didn't know Love You I Do was original. Yeah. Patience is a great song.
Patience fits.
Yep.
And they work it into the story.
Yep.
Love You I Do fits working into the story. Listen, good for the story.
Yep.
Style of the song, it's not a early to mid 70s
Was
song.
it written by the Dreamgirls people or the Beyonce list of 30 people that write her songs?
It was written by the same people that wrote the other songs.
Love You I Do and Patience.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
But there's another point of that I'll get to in my cultural impact.
I really like Listen. I think it's a great
I cried. I tell you, I saw it live. Did I tell you, like, the first time I saw Beyonce, it was her...
Was that with me?
No. The first time I saw it, it was with, remember, Kristen from Macca's?
Oh, Kristen.
Yeah, shout out if you're listening. She's probably not listening. Imagine if she is. I won tickets off the radio, off Fox FM.
Oh, I do remember that.
And it was after this, so it would have been 2007, and it was her Beyonce Experience tour, which was her B-Day album, and she sung this. I cried.
I thought you cried in the movie.
I got goosebumps in the movie.
Oh, did you moisten?
No, not on my eyes. I moistened somewhere else when I first saw you visuals. But I muted it, so it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like my mate who watches the footy and mutes Brian Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
And listens to Jared Waitley.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like Listen. I do like Listen. I don't think it does super fit stylistically. I think it's close enough.
Yeah.
Stylistically. It's probably, I'm going to say 6 years too early. Like if you go late 70s into the early 80s,
yeah, okay,
you've got power ballads there.
Yeah.
So it's probably 6 to 10 years early in terms of sound.
But also, it wasn't a song that was released. So
if you're going to sign Beyonce to a movie and Beyonce says, I need to have my own song, you go, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because
you're fucking Beyonce.
Because other than that, she sings Dreamgirls and Heavy.
Heavy. Yeah, she does. And I'm Somebody.
Hard to Say Goodbye. Maybe there's others that were cut.
I wouldn't have been brave enough to cut Beyonce's.
Nope.
Might have been done in consultation with Jay-Z.
I will say, the end does rush post Jimmy death.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, death, wake, we're going to split up, CC's leaving, we're going to sue you, here's a thing, concert end.
I think in terms of like turning points of the movie, Jimmy's death is one of them. Because Jimmy's death shows the effects of fame. Laurel's fucked by it. Curtis refuses to acknowledge that him sacking Jimmy had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Which then makes Dina be like, you're an asshole.
Curtis never did anything wrong.
But also, that comes at the same time as Curtis says, CC can quit, you can't, to Laurel. So they're turned off straight away.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the trigger that makes all these kind of building up things fall into place. One more thing about characters and actors. Eddie Murphy nails it.
I think early on there were some moments, but then later on it wasn't that he sounded like Donkey.
Well, there's
mayonnaise on my chicken sandwich.
There's also early on the moments where if you've watched Raw and Delirious as much as my husband has, you see his piss take of James Brown.
Yeah.
From those times coming out in Jimmy Early. But then he really does go, actually, since Delirious, I've also become an actor.
Yeah.
And can do heroin convincingly.
So close to an Oscar.
Golden Globe?
So close. Got a Golden Globe.
Got a Golden Globe.
So close to an Oscar.
Who got it?
Alan Arkin for Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, he was good.
But it was a bit of a, oh, shit, he's old. He's had a career that's been like 40 years. You haven't given him one yet. Should we give him one now? Yeah, okay.
And also, if you're going to give the supporting actress to a black, you can't also give the supporting actor to a black person.
I know. How often does that happen in the same year? I'm going to go out on a limb and actually say never.
Except
to two black people. Two people of colour, potentially.
Yeah, okay. To people of that particular colour.
Yeah.
Not even in the Denzel Halley year.
They were both lead.
Lead, yeah.
So they were lead,
So
but not
they
supporting.
couldn't be supporting.
No.
Because 4...
You know what?
Get out.
In Everything Everywhere All at Once, they didn't give the two supportings to Asians, even though the Asian supporting actor was much better than Jamie Lee Curtis. Anyway.
And the year that La La Land, Moonlight, won.
Yeah.
Did they?
No.
The actors? No, just the movie.
Just the movie. Oh, well, he won. Mahershala Ali.
Oh, yeah. I love him and his name. Do some things about impact, please.
All right, speaking of Oscars.
Yep.
This movie was nominated for 8 Oscars.
Holy moly.
And
I knew that because you gave me that clue.
At the time, I did do some research, and I think still is. The movie with the most Oscar nominations, but not Best Picture.
Wasn't even nominated for Best Picture.
Wasn't even nominated for Best Picture.
If it had been 10...
Or Best Director.
If it had been 10, it would have.
Well, yeah, because the other two would have been Best Picture, Best Director.
No, if it had been...
10 things.
10 movies nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like we said about Dark Knight. So it won for sound mixing.
For the hair whoosh.
Yeah, just that one moment. Nothing to do with the songs or anything.
No.
And supporting actress.
Yep.
And she is one of only a few people who have won an Oscar for their debut movie.
She's very good.
Her?
Who won American Idol that year?
Fantasia, I think.
Who's that?
Fantasia Barrino. I
don't even know who that is. She hasn't won an Oscar, and she doesn't
was
host
close.
daytime TV.
Well, she has had no impact on anybody's life then.
Yep.
So the other things it was nominated for were supporting actor for Eddie Murphy.
Oh, God. You're not Jamie Foxx.
Art direction. Costume design. Which
they
lost
all look good.
to fucking some period Marie Antoinette shit.
Of course.
And then it got nominated for 3 Best Original Songs.
The 3.
Listen, Patience, and Love You I Do. So
that's
we have to talk about something.
But then Melissa Etheridge won Best Original Song.
At the Golden Globes. It was nominated for support. So it was nominated for and won supporting actress, supporting actor, Best Picture, musical/comedy.
Yep.
It was also nominated for lead actress for Beyonce and Best Song for Listen. So the people that were nominated for Best Song for that included Beyonce as a songwriter.
Yep.
When it got nominated for an Oscar, she was not included.
Oh.
So.
Rant incoming.
No more than... This is the rules.
Yep.
Although I think they've changed since 2006. No more than 2 statuettes will normally be given in the Best Original Song category. The rules also say a 3rd statuette may be awarded when there are 3 essentially equal contributors to a song.
Yep.
So for whatever reason that nobody still knows, the Academy, maybe racism, nominated the 3 other writers of Listen, Henry Krieger, Anne Previn, and Scott Cutler, but not Beyonce.
I don't want to say something and annoy the beehive.
Well, maybe she wasn't an equal contributor.
Maybe she wasn't.
But
she
you know
sung
what?
it.
Somebody just explain that. Somebody in the Academy needs to have the balls. When I get on the Academy and I'm the president, I'm going to be like, look, first agenda item, 2006. Somebody who was here? You, old white guy? You. Explain to me, John Williams, why you didn't nominate Beyonce.
Go back
He'll
through
probably
the
be dead by then.
archives
Yeah.
and do it.
The other thing that's changed since this, so it had 3 songs up for Best Song.
Yep.
The next year, the following year, Enchanted had 3 songs up for Best Song.
Yep.
Now the rules are...
Amy Adams? Yep.
Yeah. that she was nominated for best. No. Now the rules are that no more than 2 songs from the same film.
Why make these rules? If you make 3 fucking good songs, get them nominated.
Like if you're Barbie, you just cost Dua Lipa an Oscar nomination.
You mean Amy Adams cost Dua Lipa an Oscar nomination?
Yeah, I'm blaming directly Amy Adams and
Not
nobody else from Disney.
No, not Beyonce, certainly, who did the year before.
Yeah.
She has got some tits on that.
Some tits on. That's what having babies does. Compared to the tits in this,
I just was like...
I was like, are they covered? I had to check before I put this on air.
You just moved slightly and I went, she's got tits.
That's about my T-shirt, people, not me.
She's also got... the horse has got front tits.
There.
The little starlight tits.
Starlight Express. It was just nominated for 1 BAFTA and 1 for Best Supporting Actress.
Yep.
She won everything that year. J
Hud.
It was nominated for Best Compilation Soundtrack Album for a Motion Picture or Television.
Yep.
For the Grammys. And then it won Best Song for Visual Media for Love You I Do.
Oh, that's not even a good song.
No.
It's not even the best song.
No, listen is. Look, it made 155 million from an $80 million budget. That's not a lot.
From an 80?
Yeah.
No.
And the soundtrack debuted at number 20.
The soundtrack would have made them a fair amount of money. The soundtrack, I reckon, makes them a fair amount of money on Spotify for the amount that it is featured in your playlist.
It's only 1 song is. Any guesses? Anybody? Guesses? Anybody? Yes, it's Step Into the Bad Side.
Family.
It's like the duet. It's the duet of When I First Saw You. That's on the extended version. What ifs? We've discussed a bit about the alternate casting.
Yep.
But since the stage musical came out,
yep,
they were like, we need to make this a movie.
Yes.
So it was 1981 when the movie came out.
With
not the movie. The
Cheryl Lee Ralph from Sister Act 2.
Sister Act 2. They were trying so hard to make it a movie. In 1987, is it David Geffen? Is that his name?
In 1987, it also could have been Eddie Murphy.
Yep. So, is it David Geffen? Whatever. He had a Warner Brothers Associated Geffen Pictures.
Yeah.
Right? He began talks with Howard Ashman, who was the writer of the show, to adapt it into a musical starring Whitney Houston as Dina Jones, right? The production ran into problems when Whitney wanted to sing not just Dina's songs, but also Effie's.
Oh, Whitney, you can't replace yourself in a girl group.
Yeah.
You can't take over your own lead and then sing I'm leaving because you took over your own lead.
So then they parked. They said, it's that Whitney, settle. And then Howard Ashman died in the early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Varley. So they went meh. Then in the later 90s,
rip.
Then in the later 90s, they wanted to still do it as part of Warner Brothers. So this Geffen bloke
still could have had Eddie Murphy.
Founded DreamWorks.
Yeah, right. Dreamgirls, DreamWorks.
Yeah,
good one.
But the DreamGirls rights were still with Warner Brothers anyway.
Yep.
So they were going to go and do it with Joel Schumacher as director.
Oh, okay. So Alicia Silverstone and Chris O'Donnell might have been in it.
Yeah, so they were going to do it in the late 90s after they did that Tina Turner biopic, What's Love Got to Do with It?
Well, I mentioned Angela Bassett.
Yeah. They wanted Lauryn Hill to play Dina.
Oh, Lauryn Hill from Sister Act
2. Yeah. That never happened. And so
that would have been good because
right.
Lauren could have called her mum and said, "What was it like being Dina Jones?"
Yeah, exactly. How funny would that have been? 6 degrees. We discussed about Curtis and who would have been better.
Yep.
Everyone. He signed on.
They could have got that white lawyer, and I would have rather have watched him play Curtis than bloody Jamie Foxx.
There's only one person in the movie that would have been worse, and we'll get to him later.
Is it CC?
No. Usher was almost cast as CC.
As Dina. Oh, CC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, not enough money for Usher.
Usher.
and he couldn't dedicate the time. So then Andre 3000 from Outcast
Oh,
was offered the role, but declined.
I love Outcast.
Do you reckon he regrets that? I reckon he regrets
Hey,
that.
yeah.
In terms of launching, let's just say Jennifer Hudson, even though she was on Idol, this made people pay attention. She came like 6th.
This 7th. This stopped Jennifer Hudson from just drifting.
Yeah, she could have just ended up like Ruben Stoddard.
She could have just ended up driving
Like
Ubers
Clay
in
Aiken.
Darwin like Casey Donovan.
And she won.
How's the bloody... They're doing Sister Act in Melbourne, right? The musical.
Oh, I really want to see it with Casey Donovan.
And they made this big announcement of like, guess who's starring as Sister Mary Clarence? And they're like, Casey Donovan. And I'm like, who else is it
Yeah.
going to be?
Unless it's Whoopi, I'm not going.
It's not going to be Nat Bass. Like,
Well,
it's Casey Donovan. Anyway, any other impact? Has it been parodied in Family Guy?
no. It got parodied in 30 Rock.
Was there a Treehouse of Horror?
No, there wasn't. The only horror was Jamie Foxx's acting. It was parodied in
Fuck, if
30 Rock.
If we were famous, he would have sued us for this
Oh,
episode.
fuck off, Jamie.
If you don't want people to talk about how bad you are, be better.
It was parodied in 30 Rock because Tracy Morgan's character is essentially
Tracy.
Eddie Murphy in SNL.
Yep.
So they do that kind of parody line of Tracy's trying to get a
Gig as a musical.
get an Oscar,
Okay.
but apparently didn't get it because he had another shit movie called Norbit. That was not in 30 Rock. That's real life.
Okay. Should we give some awards then?
Let's do it.
All right. I've actually this week got a few.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Do you want to do best or worst extra first?
Let's do best.
The Estelle Reiner Best Extra Award. The guy praising in Move.
Yeah.
which
Oh,
you
is he praising, not fondling boobs?
I don't know.
He's kind of doing this.
You nominated him last week.
I did, and I wrote it down.
I wrote down Aunt Edna. She only had... Well, when I wrote it down, I thought she only had one line. And you ain't welcome in Hollywood.
Yeah.
She puts her foot down. But then I also wrote... That's sound editing. Also wrote... I'm in my peach cobbler.
Yeah.
Because that's her later. So I'm removing that nomination.
I nominated Guy in Audience.
Yep.
I nominated also the white guy that sings Cadillac Car.
Oh, yeah, okay. I nominated Jimmy's horn section.
I did
Early
say
days.
trumpet player. You know when I think it's
Out of
Step into
control.
the Bad Side and it's
Yep.
and it's like zoom in on trumpet player as he goes. Whoop.
Oh, yeah. Their choreography, though, is hectic. Also, in Step Into the Bad Side, I nominated the backup dancer that full dives off the risers.
Oh,
Nominated him.
I also said Jimmy's wife, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. No, she's not much.
Nah, I'm taking her out.
The Carl, the piano player,
Yes, yep. I was thinking about him.
and the guy who hands out the tambourines in Step Into the Bad Side.
You know, he's that good, you don't even see
Yeah,
him.
he's that good.
Yeah.
He does it in half a beat and you don't even see him when he
Yeah.
hands out 30
You
tambourines.
don't even hear him, and he's carrying 30 tambourines.
It's like that picture storybook of the guy that sells all the different hats.
Sure.
That's my second reference to that this week.
Great.
Random book. He's got all the tambourines
Did
stacked on
the
top of him.
person that you told that to understand? Because I have no fucking idea what you're talking
no.
about. So I hope they had more idea than I
Hope
did.
somebody listening knows.
I'm happy to give it to the diving
backup dancer.
because he's actually on the screen.
Yeah, he's an actual extra. He's not just movie magic. I just wanted to make a joke about the tambourines again. All right, that's the Estelle Reiner Best Extra. The Andy Millman Worst Extra Award. From memory, I wrote this one before I pressed play on the movie as I was setting up my notes.
Dina's mum.
The guy miming the trombone in I Love You, I Do.
Okay.
Shocking.
Right.
The trombone isn't actually even pressed to his lips.
Bad.
Much worse than the guy playing the chains.
Isn't that Cece?
No, that's just one of the mechanic
Okay.
guys, I reckon. Yeah.
I wrote the guy at the press conference, and is Dina the cherry? I just
Creepy
don't
white
like
guy.
it.
Unnecessary.
I also wrote Dina's mum.
nominated the people listening to Cadillac Car while there's literally a wedding happening behind them.
Yeah.
And then all of the white dancers in the white version of Cadillac Car.
As worst extra.
No. I wrote there. This is the question. They're all bad. Right? But one of them looks right at the fictional camera.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, is she a really good extra for playing a bad extra badly, or playing a bad extra well? Or is she just a
I
bad
thought they
extra?
were good because they're meant to be dorky and
Good
bad.
at being dorky. Okay, I'll delete that. Then.
I also wrote. Look, I wrote John Krasinski, but let's just take that out. I wrote not Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. Sly and the Family Stone. No, that's
a real thing.
a real band.
Something.
The Campbell Connection.
The Campbell Connection. Go back and join the party. I'm waiting for Dina.
I'm waiting for Dina listening to Jimmy do heroin in the room in there.
What is that noise?
Yeah. I wrote, speaking of 10 years of Rainbow Records, while Laurel is going, Laurel loves Jimmy.
Yeah.
There's a guy just like pulling levers in the background.
Is he just moving the set or the curtain or something?
Well, I think that's what he's meant to be
or
doing.
is he on the set of Plan 9 from Outer
He's
Space?
just like, he's driving the Starship Enterprise. I don't know.
Yeah. The last nomination I had, because I cannot, however many times I've watched this movie, and even during this watching, trying to pay attention to what his name is, the other guy that works with Curtis.
That guy played Cece in Broadway.
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name.
Is it Max?
I
No,
think
that's the guy from the club.
I think according to Google, he's Jamie Foxx Curtis's chauffeur.
Apparently they do this all the time. I don't know why Humphrey Bogart played him. But anyway.
My last nomination for worst extra is the top half of Jamie Foxx's head. Because it gives absolutely nothing.
Okay.
It's like they started filming the month before Jamie Foxx discovered Botox.
Yeah, I don't know.
It.
I actually don't know who we're going to give this to.
Can we give it...
Trombone player?
Can we give it to the top half of Jamie Foxx's head?
I don't know if we can.
Can't make a TikTok out of it.
No, but fuck it. Let's do it.
But he's trash, and we need to acknowledge that with an award.
Yeah, done.
Best extra, though, from Jamie's point of view, was Jamie's Botox artist.
Yeah.
Artist? Administrator? Injector?
Technician?
Artist. The Halle
Let
Berry...
me show you what I can do with fucking botulism.
I can make Jamie Foxx look like he's never thought about acting in his life.
And just with 3 jabs, all acting ability disappears.
Yeah.
Has he done one since?
With 3 jabs, you wouldn't even get a gig on Days of Our Lives. The Halle Berry X-Men Worst Line Award.
Let me tell you something right quick, brother.
Yep. I am nominating We Are a Family, the whole song.
But like a giant tree. That bit?
But no, mainly, it's meant to be loving, right? We're wrapping our arms around you. You're not happy with this, but we're wrapping our arms around you. And
we're emotionally
we're a family, right?
manipulating you to stay around.
Well,
yep.
I think it's meant to be loving, but it comes across emotionally manipulative and aggressive, especially when CC goes, "You're staying and taking your share.
And if you get afraid again..."
No, well, that first line,
"I will know nothing because I'm a shit brother.
I'll write a song about you being fat.
And then when you run away, I won't follow you, and I'll keep writing, and then sleep with and be
One that replaced
essentially..."
you.
Yeah. I love that they're a
forgot
couple,
They're a shit
and
brother.
they never mention it, but they're just like there holding hands.
They're just together.
Like, who else is left?
Yeah, they're just going to pair up.
Yeah.
I also nominated Jamie Foxx for worst line.
I wrote, "Come on, baby, baby, lose some weight."
I wrote, "You'll always be 16 to me."
So did I.
May have been okay in the 60s, but cringe.
And then John Lithgow.
Yeah.
I've heard he's got you on a pretty tight leash. Again, played by Humphrey Bogart. So,
Can it be? You'll always be 16
You'll always
to
be
me.
16 to me
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
just
one,
unnecessary.
disgusting,
Yeah.
and two, Jamie Foxx says it. So,
All right. I'm going to tell you when I cried.
all right, ready? Listen.
So,
No, that was one of my answers,
Listen,
not
yes.
telling you.
step into the bad side.
Step into the bad side.
Because we know I love a musical moment.
Yeah.
When it goes from them singing it to being like, bang, it's on the stage. I was like,
okay.
oh, that's so good. I'm
Yeah,
listened.
yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm not going.
Well, yeah, okay.
I cried. I'm changing.
Yeah, that's good.
I miss you, old friend.
Okay.
One night only.
Oh, Jesus
Not the
Christ.
disco version. When Effie walks out at the final concert.
Yeah.
When the glitter cannon goes off. When they're singing Dream
hell,
Girls at the end.
My God. During the credits?
No. The last
When
one.
the credits go brrr, drum roll,
And the lights
introducing
come.
Jennifer Hudson?
No, my last one was when the glitter cannon goes. It's where because I was like, oh my God, they're friends again, except for Michelle.
My God. And they'll reunite and do the Super Bowl, and then they won't reunite again. Oh, sorry, that's Destiny's Child again.
I thought you were talking about the Spice Girls with the London Olympics.
Oh,
All right,
moment.
the Darth Vader.
You know when
I'm
I cried?
Your-
I didn't.
when you saw Listen live.
Goosebumps during Listen.
Yep.
That's about it.
The Darth Vader most iconic scene from I Am Your Father. Their first gig is the Dreams.
I wrote 3
The new not
Three
the New Year's
nominations.
Eve. Yeah, their first
Dream
gig
Girls.
is the Dreams. Yep.
Dreamgirls song,
Yep.
and I'm
And
telling you I'm not going.
The staging with the mirrors. Oh my God.
Yeah, and if there was one iconic shot, it would be when it's the light, when it's behind her,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the light, and she's like, "Meh." Yeah,
Yeah, thank God the light guy didn't clock off.
yeah.
And the final
Listen.
scene of Dreams.
Oh,
Oh, Listen, yeah.
yeah.
I'll accept Listen, but it's I'm telling you I'm not going. That's the one.
Okay, sure.
It won her a fucking Oscar.
Fine. The mirrors are good. They do all have to turn at the same time.
They did well. Thank God. Thank God the stagehands and the light people didn't take a break.
There are a couple of things I would change.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You would stop him from saying, "You're always 16 to me."
Yeah.
We've talked about the white lawyer.
When she leaves him, when Dina leaves Curtis, and then
Yes.
she goes out in the car, and then he's standing outside under a street light,
Oh, like The
and
Exorcist.
then everything goes dark, and it's a spotlight on him. No,
Bill, you're not doing a stage version.
it's not a musical.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's not a stage. You know what I mean?
It's not a stage.
And then at the end, when they're singing the Dreamgirls
Yes.
reprise, and then they're all just like, you know what? We've been not singing to our full potential for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
How about we all just try to
four-
scream over the top of each
4.5
other?
for Michelle. Yeah. That's fair.
And then the miming's a bit off.
Yeah. All right.
That's my changes.
Because we've reviewed Dreamgirls this week, okay, as our two-drink cinema icon,
Yeah.
we're going to do a top 5 of movies that are almost based on a true story.
Almost.
Now,
It's called a film éclair.
I've got a couple of things, right?
Okay.
My things were like... So, are we going with ranking based on how close to a true story they are or how good the movie is?
I was going to go with some sort of how good the movie is mixed with kind of iconicness.
Okay.
So, like, you know, when this came out, and it was like, it's about the Supremes, guys.
Yeah,
Everybody knew that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I've gone kind of for best movie,
Yep.
and I've included loosely based on, but not really.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. I think we might be on the same page here with how we've judged it. Let's see if the results match. Over to you, Lee.
After the break. Oh, no. My number 5 is Braveheart.
Oh, fuck.
right?
We might have gone very different
So
ways.
it's loosely based on a true story, but it's not really.
Okay.
It's kind of taken the idea of this Scottish guy's rebellion against England and made it not factual.
Okay, that did not come up in my research. So my number 5
We're very good.
is a very similar movie called Almost Famous.
Okay, so you've gone inspired by the kind of things
Well,
that really happened.
I've done a few. It's loosely based on his own experience being a writer for Rolling Stone.
Yeah, well,
But it's not about Billy Crudup. It's about whoever the real band was. You know what I mean?
that's why Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was
your
one
number
of my
4?
honourable mentions.
Oh, okay. Right.
Actually, no, I'm putting that in my number 4, and I'm moving Cool
Jesus.
Runnings into my honourable mentions.
No, but that's a true story.
No, it's very not quite based on a true story. There's
Yeah,
no,
that's true. We did discuss that, didn't we?
the characters are
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah, so my number 4 now is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay. My number 4 is The Devil Wears Prada,
Okay,
loosely based on
you've
Anna
nailed-
Wintour.
You've got the brief much better than me.
Really?
I think so. My number 3 is Dreamgirls.
Your movies make sense so far.
Okay.
They're just different to what I said.
Yeah, all right.
So they're wrong, but they're right.
So my number 3 is Dreamgirls.
Okay.
Which we've discussed at length in our Two Drink
Okay.
Cinema episode this week.
My number 3, I don't know how I feel about this, is 8 Mile,
Yeah, okay. I'll allow it.
but he's in it. So it's like Baby Reindeer. He's in it, but it's his story, but it's not.
Yeah, it's almost like we picked Dreamgirls to coincide with our watching of Baby Reindeer.
Yeah, because
we
they're so similar.
I said my number 3.
Yeah,
my
you
number
did.
2. Now, if anyone in the family is listening,
Oh God, it's a league of their own.
be prepared to be prepared to be triggered.
I need to change my top 5.
No. If anyone in the family is listening, be prepared to be triggered when I say that my number 2
Oh no!
could have been based on real things is The Godfather.
I actually need to change my top 5.
So
Can we start again?
Mario Puzo wrote The Godfather, allegedly combining a
Jesus.
whole lot of real things that happen in the mafia, and there is a long-standing family story about a family member of ours that thought it was based on an actual true story. So that's my number 2, The Godfather.
Okay. I have equal second place. So my second place was Dreamgirls, but
Yeah.
now I'm really
Thinking it should have been The Godfather.
should have been A League of Their Own.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either until just now, which I really
I'm going to put that in my honourable mention.
hate. I hate that I didn't think of that, actually. So if I'm now readjusting my list, Almost Famous is an honourable mention. Then 5 is Devil Wears Prada. 4 is 8 Mile. 3 is Dreamgirls. 2 is A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own above Dreamgirls.
Yeah, it's a better movie.
My honourable mentions are Citizen Kane, because I know it's a great movie, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, good. Yep, good.
And it is going to be your number 1.
What gave it away? My facial reaction.
Cool Runnings, which I just demoted.
Yep.
And The Exorcist. Apparently,
okay.
Closely
True, yeah.
resembles the story of an actual priest exorcising a 14-year-old boy, which is removing demons instead of giving them psychological
shit.
demons. And
That's better. I didn't know what you were going to say there, but that was funny. So my honourable mentions are now Almost Famous.
yes.
And The Fabelmans.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. My number 1 is Titanic,
Fuck, I didn't even think of that either.
because it's in a true event, but it's not a true story.
Yeah, okay,
And people
okay.
actually think there might have been a Rose Dawson on the real
Yeah.
Titanic. Boop, boop.
And my number 1 is Citizen Kane.
Yeah, okay. Something to do with a snow plow.
Yeah, so it's about...
sled.
Yeah, Mr. Plow. It's his upbringing. It's his origin story. I knew I was going to say it. I knew I was going to say it, and you were just taking a sip of your drink. So I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to say it anyway. And if you spit cocktail all over the room, it's a good reel. So I'm just... It's a good reel anyway.
You
So-
talk to this You talked earlier in this episode about buying me a new laptop. If I spit Dreamgirls cocktail all over it, I would have needed to.
Yeah, so it's partially based on the life of William Randolph Hearst.
Not
Homer's
Mr.
Mr. Plow. That's my name. My name again is Mr.
And the
Plow.
rivalry with Barney's
With
Plow,
the Plow
King.
King. Yeah.
All right. Fuck. All right.
All right, Lee.
What's coming up next week? Is it mine or yours? No, you chose Dreamgirls.
I did choose Dreamgirls. And
Because
by choose,
you-
I mean it was random.
Became giddy.
Yeah.
And you got it. So I get to choose this week. We also didn't do a 6 Degrees last week. From Mr. and
we
Mrs.
better
Smith
do one this
to
week.
Dreamgirls. Should we do one right now? Mr. and Mrs. Smith to Dreamgirls.
That's fine.
Brad Pitt was in Babylon.
Brad Pitt was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio, who was meant to be in a film version of A Star Is Born with Beyonce Knowles, but she got pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was meant to be Leo and Beyonce, directed by Clint Eastwood.
All right. We are doing something. All right. This movie you mentioned in your Saltburn review and has just become a series starring Andrew Scott.
Oh, well, then there you go.
It's the talented
It's
Mr.
talented
Ripley.
Mr. Ripley.
All right. 6 Degrees.
I haven't seen it for a while. I've seen one particular scene over and over again.
Eddie Murphy
but
to
we'll
Matt
get to
Damon.
that. Jamie Foxx, I'm going to go with.
Jamie Foxx, Channing Tatum,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, Matt Damon,
Gwyneth Paltrow
Gwyneth Paltrow.
opens up like Marvel.
That's true. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth. Okay. Thor, The Dark World. Matt Damon plays a piss take of Loki.
Yep.
And Chris Hemsworth, Gwyneth Paltrow.
But that's going back
shit.
to thing.
Shit.
Oh no. Tom
Cruise.
Jamie Foxx was in Collateral with Tom Cruise.
Yes.
That's a good start.
Tom Cruise.
Was
this is hard.
Tom Cruise was in Interview with a Vampire with Brad Pitt,
Brad Pitt.
who was in Ocean's 11 with Matt Damon.
Excellent. Done. All right. Watching The Talented Mr. Ripley next week.
Very big change of pace.
Yes, very big change of pace.
If I remember what the movie's about.
Thanks for listening to another episode of
Still just as
Two
gay,
Drink
but-
Cinema. Whew, this was a long one. Thank you for sticking
Thanks
around.
for sticking with us. Was it longer than a movie?
Like and subscribe. Thanks, Brett.
Well, we were just like, we're not going. So
Yeah, no, and I'm telling you I'm not going.
So listen.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks for listening to Two Drink Cinema. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcast, either leave the tip or become a member for early access to these episodes by using the link in the show notes.
Join the Facebook group for more chat about the movies we review and make sure you follow us on the socials to keep up to date.
Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your podcast app.
Happy viewing and drink responsibly.